What is up, guys? Welcome to RollPlay Dark Heresy. My name is JP McDaniel, and it has been about 35 days, I think is what someone said in the chat, since we last played. Did not anticipate it to take this long for the second week of the show, but regardless, we're back, and let's run through the cast here. We've got Jeff Robinson, also known as iNcontroL. His character's name, I think, is Jax, if I remember correctly.
Jax Romulus.
Jax Romulus, there you go. We've got djWHEAT, a.k.a. Marcus Graham. His character's name is Frix Pilgrim. And
that's right.
The running joke
12 Donuts Pilgrim.
The 12 Donuts Pilgrim. There you go. We've also got John Bain, a.k.a. TotalBiscuit. His character's name is Engelbart Kappa. Here, just put the faces in the chat. Let's get this over with. We'll get it done right at the top of the stream. And our game, is it Game Master or Dungeon? What did we settle with? Game Master?
I don't think we chose. I think technically for D&D you're a Dungeon Master. For other games, like in Vampire the Masquerade, you're a storyteller. Generally, it's Game Master.
Okay. Game Master. Game Master it is. We've got Steven Lumpkin all the way from Montreal, Canada. And do we have any things to talk about here at the top of the show? I mean, I even forgot what we were doing. We were like searching for someone.
Yeah, I'll give you an overview of what happened last time. Well, actually, I'll ask you guys what you remember from last time. How about that?
Epic battle, including shotguns to the back of a spine, grenades in mouths.
Multiple grenades, yeah.
Multiple grenades, lots of interrogation, lots of badassery. We then turned in the prisoner to our local Arbitage, and just before we ended, Frix Pilgrim had a dream where someone was getting swallowed by a big demon.
She was getting swallowed.
Yes,
yeah.
I saw an eye, or a mouth rather, a mouth that opened up to show me a lot of teeth, and then I woke up. I didn't feel so hot. Not sure if it was the dinner that we had.
So why were you going around shooting people? What the hell, guys?
Oh, you're pretending. Okay. We were in pursuit of a lead about a guy that was perhaps taking this fine material, and we were sent to investigate like a 0.0001% mystery missing, basically. And we found this organization of people that were funding the rebellion.
Didn't it start out with some ore that TB said couldn't be there or something?
That's how they were funding I believe, the rebellion. Basically.
What was the name of the ore? Samsonite. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
And we followed someone down a hallway and cover your ears, Engelbart. We pressed the button and got through I guess a shaft.
Heretics.
That's where we sort of discovered what was going on.
Your disrespect for the Omnisire will not be forgotten.
Oh, Lord. I also remember at the start of last show, we like made, what are they called? Not ties, but basically like TB's pissed at me for something that I did to upset the Omnisire or something like that, and we have to resolve that and we can get XP for it. Is that right, Steven?
Yeah. So
I gotta find all those.
You've got bonds with each other. There we go. That's a little better. So, real quick, can we just refresh exactly what those are for each other?
Yeah, I wrote them all down, but I don't... Is this it? Oh, sweet. Okay. I got them. Most of them.
Awesome. I have them all as well, so... Eli, what are your bonds?
So, TB or Engelbart owes me their life, whether they admit it or not. And Frix is a liability, not an asset. For TB, I've insulted the Omnisire. TB doesn't trust me. I must figure out what it is I insulted. And Wheat said that I am blind to the terrors of the warp. He's going to open my eyes.
Cool.
I don't remember everyone else's. I just wrote down mine. Sorry.
Jax, do you have your bonds written down?
No.
I've got
I can
them
only
for
assume...
you.
Oh, okay, good.
Are you ready?
I was going to make them up. Yeah.
Your first bond is that Frix Pilgrim is soft, but you will make her hard like you.
I finished the story, right?
It's perfect.
I don't remember the wording being quite like that.
I gotta get you on a treadmill and shit. I
I was
understand.
going to say it's pretty much a weight loss regime, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And you also, Jax, you know Engelbart's Kappa's secret, and you're watching him. Fricks, do you remember yours?
Yes. Thanks, JP already stole one of mine. Is Eli's blind to the terrors of the war. But the other one is that I received a premonition about Engelbart, and I believe that, although I find it hard to believe, I do believe that Engelbart will play an important role in all the events to come.
And Engelbart, do you remember yours?
Frankly, no.
Eli has insulted the Omnissiah, and you don't trust him. And Jax Romulus meets only the basest definition of sentience and intelligence, and you will work to enlighten him.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah. So with that, let's talk really quick about XP and how you're going to earn it. So last time you just earned 200 XP for the session, which is one of the ways they suggest in the book. Another way is breaking down things that happen in-game for XP rewards, and that's what we're going to do. So at the end of every session, you're going to earn 100 XP just for playing. Then you're going to look at your bonds, and if one of them has been resolved, then ask the person if they agree that that bond no longer applies to your relationship with each other. If they agree, then mark it off of your character sheet and write a new bond, and you gain 50 XP for each of you if you resolve a bond. Then we'll answer the following 3 questions as a group, and for each yes you answer, you'll gain plus 50 XP. Question 1 is, did we establish a new alter ego, contact, or confidant? Question 2 is, did we discover an important new clue in our investigation? And question 3 is, did we eliminate a threat to the Imperium?
I think
So-
number 1 is a no. Number 2 and 3 are possible yeses.
Well, that was for last time. Last time you got 200 XP.
Yeah, we just got 200
for the
flat
fun of
I
it. So
see.
we will go through this again at the end of this session and see how everybody feels about the question.
Everyone answer yes.
Everyone just lie. Just lie. We did it all.
Wait,
We
free
did it.
XP?
He'll never know. Yeah.
So with that in line, everyone did kind of get their next rank in their specific classes for those watching and following along with the lore. That I forget what the name of. Does anyone remember what they were and what they ranked up to? Because I don't.
I was like a recruit or something like that, and now I'm an enforcer.
Okay. Well, it doesn't much matter. Basically, we just get access to new talents, new skills that we can, of course,
Right.
spend XP in. So our character just got better, basically.
Yeah. Eli, you were a Celestial, now you're a Shadesman. Engelbart, you were a Technographer, now you are a Mechwright. Arbites.
Neo.
Yeah. You were a Sanctionite last time, right?
Yeah, and it's like
Uh,
a Neo.
You're Neo now?
Let's see.
A Neo.
He's a Neo.
I am Neo now.
I am the one.
You were a
Condom,
Sanctionite,
man.
now you're a Neonate.
Neonate. There it is.
Yeah.
All right.
And you were a Trooper last time.
Trooper.
Jax, now you're an Enforcer.
There you go.
Awesome. So, yes, last time we were celebrating a festival for the Imperial Tithe. There were ships had descended all over the Hive City. The Hive City is called Eutraxis, and it's overseen by the planetary governor, whose name is Zarya Theopoia. And your Inquisitor, Hadrax Ishmael Ignatio Jacobim IV, sent you here to investigate a discrepancy in the tithe. So while you were at this festival, participating in shooting contests and, watching a melee, sort of a boxing contest, you noticed some strange magnetic disturbances, and you went to investigate them. And on the way, you found a bunch of servitors carrying crates of Samsonite away from Dock Delta 47 to an underground sort of maintenance pass where you got into a shootout with a couple of local citizens. You managed to capture one of them, turn them into the Arbites, and find out about Dock Delta 47. But when you got there, all the ships had already taken off back to the orbiting Tithe ships. And that was kind of a dead end for the evening. You had resolved to visit the Navigators Guild and try to get cargo manifests for all of the ships and see if you could figure out some extra information from that. So it's the next morning. The hall lights brighten up from their very dim, dark red overnight color to a much brighter yellow white. And what are you guys going to do today?
Well, before we get started, I'd like to know if perhaps I could actually sneak into Eli's room, and I would like to just be looking down upon him when he wakes up.
All right. Let's see. Give me an agility roll, an agility test.
Okay.
Are you like what kind of armor are you wearing? Let me see. You're wearing a chain coat. Are you wearing your chain coat when you go sneak over to where Eli is sleeping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me an agility test if you would. Please.
Okay. And so that's 1D.
1D100.
1D100. Okay. Okay.
Whoa.
All right. So, Eli, would you make a perception test with your perception at a -20?
Okay, so that is basically just roll D100 and compare it to
Yeah.
my perception. All right. 72.
All right.
Yeah, so
So-
my perception's 35.
Which means it's a 15 for the purposes of sleeping Eli. Yeah, Fricks, you punch the panel on Eli's door. It hisses open. You step in, clank, 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 and you go stand over next to Eli, who just kind of snores and like rolls over.
That's fine.
All
That's
right.
fine. The moment that he snores and rolls over, I say, Eli, I feel like you don't quite understand the terrors that exist beyond the world that you see. And what I'm talking about is the warp. And last night, I had a very, very disturbing vision that involved a lizard mouth and orange glows and teeth that could rip your neck open. And I need you to understand that the terrors of the warp are real.
Eli, do you wake up?
No, I hear this, and I immediately am drawn back to my mother trying to wake me up in the noble place that I grew up in. And I'm just like, Mom, shut up. I want to sleep more.
Awesome. So that's Eli's response to you.
That's my response.
Fricks.
Sweet.
Well,
Trained
Eli,
assassin.
Reflexes like a cat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, you catch me sleeping. It's not going to go.
all right.
for me.
Well, I'll try again some other time, I guess, Eli. All right, I'm disgusted with Eli, and I just leave the room again. And
Door hisses open.
No, I don't close the door.
All right, door hisses open. It stays open. Fricks wanders out. Eventually, you all wake up. Eli wakes up to having awoken from a very distressing dream where, like, someone dressed like his mother, but like morbidly obese, was like dusting his bed and like talking about mouths. It was disturbing.
Yeah, and then Eli says, "God, is that the terror of the war?"
The terror of the warp is my
This must be what it feels
overweight
like.
mother. Exactly. Exactly.
So where are you guys
Still
meeting
makes
up
me
in the morning?
unemployed.
We're on our ship, right?
No, you're in a hive
No.
city on the surface
Hive
of the
city.
planet. So what this is it's
Complimentary breakfast, right? Like that's where we agreed.
God, what is your obsession with food? Jesus. God, all the time.
Eli this morning. I'm hungry already.
I woke up quite a bit earlier because I'm from the Catch Can planet, and they're all farmers, basically, or Hicks. And I already went to, and TB helped me with this, the Astropathic, or what are they called?
the
What,
Navigators Guild.
Astropaths Guild? Well, the
No.
astropaths are not the same as navigators.
The guy I would go to send a message. They call him something.
Astropath.
Yeah,
Yeah.
An astropath. I went to the local Astropath. It's accessible by the Arbitage, and I relayed all the information that we just did to our Inquisitor,
Okay.
who simply allows me to call him our Inquisitor. It's a weird friendship thing that we have. And then I just kind of circled back, and I'm waiting for the other guys to wake up, and I'm doing a morning regiment of caffeine, or what do they call it? Is it just called caffeine?
Yeah,
Their coffee.
It's just called caffeine.
Yeah, I'm just drinking my caffeine and smoking a couple or low sticks. I think it's an L, right?
It is an L.
Yeah. Okay. So low sticks and reading the local, paper basically.
The morning data slate.
Right.
Very cool. Well, are you hanging out at like the sort of dive bar that you guys were at last night?
I imagine if that's the place closest to where we were sleeping. Yeah.
It's pretty nearby. TotalBiscuit, what do you think this dive bar is called?
I don't have a clue. I wasn't paying attention.
He's asking you to name it.
I'm asking you to make it up.
Yeah.
Make it up. Mm.
Yeah. Anyone else?
I got nothing.
I don't know. It's just called. It's called like Reichheltz or something.
Reichheltz?
Yeah.
That sounds Xenos. I'm not killed with that.
Well, then you should have said something earlier, shouldn't you? When it was named.
Well, I'm not the one
You guys-
suggesting the Xenos names.
You guys
Right,
can
Cal,
all.
this guy's
No,
name.
hey, I pull out a matchbook and it clearly says the Naked Donut right there
God damn it.
on the thing.
Sure.
The naked
Reichheltz,
donut.
a.k.a. the Naked Donut.
That's what the locals call it.
That's what they call it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're staying in the residential block that's run by the Ophelie family, so it's a little more upscale. But Reichheltz is very clearly sort of the seedy area. You can get a breakfast for pretty cheap, just a couple thrown gelt and drink it down. So you've all met up here by now. It's probably like 9:30 a.m. Eli's finally rolled out of bed.
Yeah, I got up last for sure.
So what's the plan?
So they just kind of wake up and wander into Reichheltz.
Yeah, sit down at the table, I guess, with you.
I've relayed all the information to the Inquisitor, but I'm not sure of our next move. Out of game, I guess. I feel like we interrogated him and got some information. Like we're supposed to go somewhere next, right?
We know where the manifests are. Is that still what we want to do? Do we still want to go to the office and look at the manifest of the ship to determine that the Samsonite was on it?
Well,
Right.
it would frankly make the most sense. There's no point in waiting for a response via astropath. It could take weeks.
Sure.
There's no point waiting for the local Arbete's office, because if they were competent in the first place, we wouldn't be here.
Ooh.
True enough. So we in agreement then? Should we do that?
Yes.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Let's load up and get out of here.
Cool. So, Jax, you know where the local Navigators Guild is. And I do too. Good. Yeah, the local Navigator house is House Atriclus. And it's located in a housing block in the spire of the Hive City. Now, the Hive City itself is like it probably encompasses something like 50 miles on the ground, and it spires up probably 7 miles in the air. And or 7 kilometers in the air. And it houses, I think, 6 billion people. So the transportation systems to get through it are convoluted and arcane. There are a couple of freight elevators you could take. You could try to find some service tunnels. You could go via the accepted routes, the major thoroughfares that lead you through the city, though you might have to make your way through a couple security checkpoints since you're going up the spire into more and more secure and more high-class areas of the city. Or you could try doing what the locals do, which is called riding the boars. There are a couple of grav freight boars that sort of drill a tunnel through the entire city, and they levitate you along at hundreds of kilometers an hour. And it's illegal to hop the boars, but a number of locals do it, and they have specialized equipment to take care of that.
I recommend that we just flash our
Yeah,
identification and go.
we can just throw security and take the elevator.
All right, cool.
I
So
don't
you
want
make
to
your
die
way-
today. I want to risk fate on the.
This
the
seems a little
gravity.
conspicuous, don't you think?
What does?
Well, you're going to flash Inquisitorial ID around immediately and get in the most obvious place that you possibly could for transportation that may or may not be an ambush. Just
What do you
saying.
recommend then, friend?
Well, my suggestion would be that we take one of the more secure routes, and we would access said security system in order to do so. I do have the ability to bypass security.
Okay.
Just something a little bit less obvious, I think.
I think
Last thing
that's
we want
sound
to do
advice.
is announce that we're coming.
All right, sounds good to me. Sounds better plan than. What
Do we
originally
know
had.
anything about these security checks at all? Are there manned security checks? Is it, as Engelbart suggests, something we can bypass electronically?
The security checks along the main thoroughfares are manned. They're manned by segments of the local arbitrates, except they are embedded within the noble houses in command of each segment of the Hive City. So they're not, like, Jax probably has a little bit of sway with them, but it might not go so far, simply because of the nature of these particular individuals. Those securities TB could not, or Engelbart could not bypass. However, Engelbart probably could ensure that the freight elevators carry you where you need to go, and could maybe even make sure that you're not monitored when you're using them.
Okay, well, let's do that. We'll let Engelbart do all the work.
All right.
All right, let's make our way, friends.
Do we have to do
So
any preparations?
I look at Fricks and I say, "You got your guns?"
I'm good.
Okay, we're good. Let's go.
awesome.